Hello team, my name is Asim. Welcome back to Jenkins series day 4 where we are going to discuss further right in the series, and today we are going to cover maximum about Jenkins declarative pipeline right today. So let's go to the Jenkins our Jenkins server which we have configured on Ubuntu operating system. If you have missed out our previous video, please go and check out another series right where we have already been covered this topic. So now if you check our dashboard, we have one pipeline which we have right, and we have I have shown you that how we can write one freestyle project in the previous video, right? So in this class therefore we are going to cover declarative pipeline, right? So for that, to create declarative pipeline, what we required to click on this new item, right? So before like configuring this one, let's get detail about what is a declarative pipeline, right? So let me just add the name first, right? Uh, then I will give it as, uh, let me give declarative, right? As you mentioned that I have already said that you should not give any space within this, okay? And then the second option, if you check over here, it's a pipeline. So here you can write with this use of code. Okay. So you can write the pipeline. You can differentiate different stages, and different environment you can specify using as a code. Okay. So let me check out this pipeline. Then I'm going to click on this. Okay. Right. So now if you check over here, there is a one dashboard has been opened where I need to give specific details in order to proceed, right? This is declarative pipeline, right? Pipeline demo. Okay. So you got my point. So just I'm going to give it. Then later on, we will check out this later on. Then if you check over here, this also will cover later on. Now, if you check over here in this pipeline, while getting to setting of this pipeline, it is giving some blank page, right? One prompt over here, we can write anything in the form of code, right? And if you check over here, it's giving us the pipeline. Define your pipeline using move it directly or pull it from the source code. There is a two option is given us. That means you can write the code over here, or else if you have any repository, GitHub repository, where you have a Jenkins pipeline code in the form of Jenkins file, you have written everything pipeline details right over there. You can directly fetch from GitHub as well. Okay. So how you're going to differentiate these 2 points with this one? The first option is always pipeline script. The second one is pipeline script for source code management. Okay, the source code management I can go with the Git. If I want to add further source code management like version control system, then big bucket or XYZ, then I can need to add the plugins. Okay, so you got my point of the plugin as well. Okay, so if you need to add additional things into the Jenkins integration, then you need to add that plugin within Jenkins. Okay, so now in our use case, I have only Git. So in this Git, and I need to specify the URL and the path, credential, everything. Okay. This is a use case which we will be handling later on. Now the point is that let's say a pipeline script. The reason I'm saying that if you don't know how to write the pipeline script, there is no use of fetching from GitHub repository, right? So the point, let's say that I need to write pipeline script. Okay. So if I'm seeing over here, then it's giving you the one option over here that can be clicked. Okay, you got my point. So now the point is here, if you check over here, you have different sample given by Jenkins server as well. Okay, so you can check it out if you want to go with the hello world. All right, here is a simple echo command is being used over here as we used in the previous freestyle project in the Jenkins, right? Got your point. So moving towards uh, towards writing of this script, let's discuss about what is the syntax being used, what the programming language is being used in this scripting language. Okay, here Jenkins supports the Groovy language, right? But the point is that if I'll give the differentials as well. Okay, so if you click on this scripted pipeline, you're able to find that it's starting with Node. Okay, if your pipeline is starting with the Node, then you should understand that it's written in which language, in the form of Groovy. Okay, now there is one more option that is coming at declarative pipeline. Okay, so the point is that what is different between declarative pipeline and specific Groovy based Groovy-based scripts. Okay? And the declarative pipeline is Jenkins written domain-specific language. So what they have done, they have used behind Groovy language, but to make it as a reference to YAML, right? Where the human language easily you can write it with the key value. Here also same concept has been added to more just to provide more flexibility, right? In order to use the scripted pipeline, which is more like Groovy heavy. Okay, you got my point. If you want to break down this domain specific language, okay, so language base is Groovy, right? The scripting language for the Java platform is used Groovy. Then upon that, the Jenkins provided a specified pipeline DSL defined for specific language, right? Domain specific language on top of Groovy to describe CI/CD workflows in declarative way, where we are declaring some stages. Like for example, if you check over here, you're going to find that I'm declaring that stage is there. One stage is there, right? In the stage, I have one stage one. In the stage one, I'm going to define that the stage one is hello, right? You got my point. Then I'm going to write the stage consists of which step, right? I need to specify what kind of steps I required. So in the steps, I'm going to write it as echo hello world. You got my point. So this is the way how the Groovy declarative pipelines you can write it. Okay. So now the point is that let me delete this everything and I will show you the first point over here, right? So for that use case, what we're going to do is that we are going to write our own pipeline using the syntax. So now previous I have shown you the demo, what is you can take from here, right? So now we will write our own one, right? So you remember that whenever you're going to write, just you need to open here and I will show you one point. If I'm going to open the bracket and hit enter, automatically it will close one flower bracket. Okay. So this point is clear to you, right? So whenever you're the pipeline starts with pipeline. Okay, if you see the pipeline, you should understand that it is a declarative pipeline. Okay, so I'm going to open this flower bracket and I'm going to close this flower bracket by hitting the enter. Okay, so after this, I need to specify that which agent I want to execute this pipeline. Okay, agent refer for master and slave nodes. Okay, that means if you have the master, if you currently we have set up in our series only the master, right? So I have taken one EC2 instance, I have installed Jenkins on Ubuntu operating system, right? Then I'm going to use it. Now, if I have any worker nodes, that means I have a slave one, slave two, there I can define their name. Okay, what a name Jenkins slave name I have added into Jenkins, right? Jenkins settings. That name I'm going to specify over here. If I want to run this specific pipeline on that worker node. If I'm not writing that any name, I'm not defining any worker node. In this case, Jenkins will take any node which is available, which is available on the Jenkins server and which is free. There it can execute your pipeline. Okay. So in our current scenario, there is no nodes are available within us. Okay. So let me just give it as agent any. That means it will be executed where it will be executed on our Jenkins server on which our Jenkins is installed. That is the current environment. Okay. So now the first point I need to define the stages. Okay. So if you check over here, you're going to find that I have written stages. Okay. Stages. That means I can define different stage one, two, three, four, right? So you got per mind. So it is coming with S. Then I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to write it as stage. I'm going to define which stage I'm going to write it. So I'm going to go with the brackets, right? In brackets, I need to define the stage name. Okay, so just I'm going to go with automation, right? Here I'm going to give like example stage one, right? Stage one. Okay, so after stage one, I'm going to open one more bracket, right? With the space, I'm going to hit enter. That means it will close the flower bracket by itself, right? So automatically it has closed. Then here I need to give it the commands which I'm going to execute in this pipeline, right? So here I need to give specific steps. Okay, so steps in the sense I can write like mkdir as been shown in the previous freestyle pipeline, right? Where I've shown you that I can execute multiple steps as well, right? So here also that goes with the same sake. I'm only opening the flower bracket, then I'm going to hit enter. In this block, I need to define what command I'm going to use. So here you need to write shell script commands. Okay. So simply echo. Then afterwards, I'm saying that welcome to Jenkins series by Asim De Asim DevOps, right? So simply, I have written one command like with the using echo command. Okay. So if you check over here, I have only one state which will execute now. So if you check over here, you can cross check the syntax with this as well. So how many flower brackets are open in this syntax in this code, like in the script? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many are closing? 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be equal. That means your syntax. There is no error in your syntax. Okay, in your code. If I want to intentionally delete this and hit somewhere outside of this block, then it will show this throw error with a cross mark stating that one flower bracket is missing. Please close this. Okay. So you need to review everything. Okay, I have missed out. How I missed out. So I'm opening this stage. This is closing one. Okay, this is with this. Okay, if I'm going to open this, I'm going to close this. I missed those to close this one, right? So these are two aligned. These two supposed to be aligned. Okay, so I missed out this, so I'm going to add this one. So if you find over here is stating that pipeline, so I missed out again. There should be pipeline. Okay, pipeline agent any stages stage steps echo, right? Then afterwards I'm going to apply and save it. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this pipeline. So let's say that what is the result of our pipeline. So it's stating that the pipeline is success. That means it in the green color, right? So let me click this. Then I'm going for the console output. So if I'm going to go for the console output, it's saying that, okay, one workspace has been created with this name, right? On your Jenkins server. Okay, then within that you have mentioned one stage, right? First stage you have mentioned in the first stage you have used echo command in order to print this. Okay, so then afterwards end of this pipeline, whatever the pipeline result is, that is being been printed. Okay, you got my point. This is clear to you now. Now what you may say that Asim, okay, that's fine, you're writing only simple one step. Can we write multiple steps as well? Okay, you can write it as per your requirement, right? So let's go and let's play within this. Okay, so now the point is that I need to write one more stage. So in the stage syntax, right, in this block only you should write different stage. You should not cross this stage block. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. Okay, then I'm going to hit enter. Below this, like, it should be aligned. Here I'm going to paste it. Second stage now. Okay, no worries about this. Now the point is that I'm going to copy this same stage I have mentioned above, right? I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here. Then you should remember that you cannot write duplicate stage names. Okay, it should have the unique one always. So stage name I'm going to define with the stage 2. You can give any name of the stage which is related to your steps. Okay, so if I have over here cloning the repository from the GitHub, then I'm going to write is git clone, right? If I'm executing like build, deploy, I can give it anything. Okay. Now here I'm going to switch and I'm going to use some shell scripting now. Okay. So the point is that how I'm going to write it. Okay. Let's say when I'm going to execute any shell script in my pipeline, then what I need to do, I need to start with sh. Okay. Now let's say I don't know anything related to that, how I'm going to write it. So simply what I'm going to do it, then the Jenkins has given one additional tool. With this tool we can use and we can write pipeline syntax. That is coming over here, the pipeline syntax over here. If you click on this pipeline syntax generator is being been displayed over here. Now here, if you check here, right, sample steps, you need to find that there are the multiple steps available over here, right? Like if I'm going with the Windows batch, if your Jenkins is installed on the Windows server, at that time you can go with this. Or if you want to change the directory, right, if we are going to execute any shell script, right, so I'm going to use shell script. Okay, so in this case I'm going to check on this shell script. Then I'm going to say that mkdir, then let's say give the name as directory asim n, right? Then I'm going to hit on generate pipeline. So what happened? It has created one command, right? With this command, I can add into my pipeline. Okay. So simply instead of instead of giving this, I'm going to give it with the S. Then I'm going to cover in the destination, right? With a single code, just I'm going to, as I mentioned that I'm going to cover this mkdir cloud awesome 10, right? So now I'm going to save and I'm going to apply and then I'm going to trigger now this. Okay. So now we will check it out the results of our pipeline. Okay. So if you check over here, it's stating that this is done. Okay. So if you check in the console output, you're going to find that this is executed by Cloud Awesome, right? The name I have given over here, and the stages is given Jenkins running on which workspace it's in pipeline to declarative. Okay, you can cross check this one on your server as well. Okay, and what is the first stage consist of? In the stages, first stage is stage one, which is just as printing hello to Jenkins series. Then in the second stage, is saying that you have created one directory with the name of Cloud Awesome with using shells command. Okay, so now in the later stage, in the final result, it has given as finished success. Okay, so the point is that this pipeline is success. Now what I need to do is that I need to go and cross check this pipeline. Okay, so just I'm going to go over with the workspace copy, then switch to terminal. Then I'm going to use cd command in order to move to this workspace. Okay. If I LL over here, you're going to find that then I have pipeline to declarative, right, folder has been created. So let me go inside this pipeline to declarative. Okay. So if my pipeline is excellent, then I should find one folder with the name of what, Cloud Awesome. So this is visible to us. That means our pipeline got success. Okay. You got my point. So one more point we need to review over here. You're going to find this. There is two stages that has been done, but I'm not able to have the view on this with the stage view. So to have the better view, what we can do it, we can go with. Let me open. We need to install one plugin. Okay. So whenever you need to have the better view or you need to have some additional feature from the default one, then you need to go with the plugins. So I'll be going to the manage Jenkins. Okay, then I'm going to go for plugin over here. Then I'm going to search for stage view. Okay, this this plugin will have very beautiful view and it will give you the results as well. Okay, that's fine. So now if I want to just go right and let me configure and let us check it out our plugins. Sorry, what will be the result of that? Okay, so what I'm going to do it in the stage 3. I'm going to copy this, I'm going to hit enter, then I'm going to paste over here. Now if I check over here stage 3, I need to give it, right? It should have different stage names. Then I'm saying that please create one more as a new directory with the name of folder of Linux 10. Okay, apply, save, and let me trigger this pipeline now. Okay, so it's saying okay, that's fine. Mm, let me refresh this. Let me go again and let me see what has failed. So see, it's stating that the pipeline is failed now. Okay, so you're able to find that pipeline is failed. Okay, so before there was no view of this kind of things, right? So for that, let us go to the console and let me go to the console output and let me see, cannot create RSIM file exist. Cloud RSIM file. Okay, I'll show you the error what happened. Okay, see, the first stage has been passed. Second stage, it tried to create this directory one more time, but the directory was already existed, right? That's the reason our pipeline got failed. So what we can do it, just we will edit over here, okay? Then I will add over here, and I believe this pipeline, let me cross check one more time, okay? Because of this stage one, all the stages has been fall. fail. Okay, so remember that whenever the stage 1 stage 2 is failed, so your pipeline completely will be failed. Okay, there'll be no further process of stage 3 stage 4. Okay, so in this case I can go with Linux stage Linux 1. Right, let us add over here, save, and let me trigger now this pipeline. So you're able to find now over here, let's see, you're going to find that stage has been completed and it is printing us even the second took to complete this stage are different. Okay, first stage was completed, second stage is completed, third stage is also completed. If I want to check the logs, you're going to find that mkdir one directory is created, one folder is created, right? And if you check over this log, then you will be finding that one cloud 11 directory is created. Okay, so now let's go and we will verify this as well. Okay, so if I'm going to hit enter, you're going to find this uh, like 3 folders have been created. Okay, so this task of what, just to show you sample of our Jenkins pipeline, has been completed. Now you are going to wondering that, Asim, this is only the thing which we are going to do it in the organization. No, this is only the sample. In the real-time organization, you're going to write multiple stages. We're going to cover like kind of I'll give that overview as well. So it's going to be of stages of like build stage, test stage, quality check test, deploy stage, and different stages. Okay, these different stages, as I mentioned now, right, and that can be executed in your corporate, right, in your organization. Different stages will be executed, right? It consists of multiple stages. You can have almost 8 to 10 stages. Then you'll have post build action, and different stages will be available. Okay, so this point is clear to you guys. Then now the next point is that I have given you sample of declarative pipeline. The in-depth project we will do it in the next episode. Don't worry about that. Now we'll go for the Jenkins slave master and slave concepts. Okay. So for this point, we are going to watch it in the next episode. Okay. So the current, as I mentioned, that we are going with the agent any, but in the next episode we are going to go with what we are to go with any one setup. Okay, master slave setup.